Want to know different strategies to save up for a down payment in today's economy? Owning your home is one of your most valuable and most important assets to building long-term wealth. What's going on, you guys? It's Josh Tavares from TNR Wealth Strategies, certified legacy real estate investment advisor. Before we begin, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and even jiggle the notification bell so you can get updates on current updated content. Home ownership is still highly sought after in today's economy. However, it's becoming harder and harder for first-time home buyers to purchase real estate. Reason being is wages staying relatively stagnant, inflation's increasing, property values are increasing higher than inflation, and barriers with financing. Also, the gap between renting and owning is continually widening. In order to save for a down payment, there's going to be a fair amount of work on your end to really eliminate costs and increase your savings rate. But don't worry, guys, some of these strategies are really going to help you cut your costs, save for a down payment, and build your net worth. In 25, 30 years, you're going to have a fully paid off asset, which you can hand down to your kids, use it as a way to leverage and purchase more investment properties, or you can sell it, of course, and help finance your retirement. So in order to afford a property under $500,000 and less, you'll need 5% down as a minimum. To afford a property that's $500,000 to just under $1 million, you'll need 10% down, and anything over $1 million, you're gonna need 20% down. Do keep in mind that if you're gonna put down less than 20%, you're gonna have to fork over mortgage insurance. So make sure that if you're gonna go through that option, you can budget for that. Ideally, when factoring your home ownership monthly costs, you want to be able to make sure that those costs are about 33% of your income. That way you're in a safe bracket that you can pay your expenses off safely and be able to have a little bit of money left over and show that you're not a high risk client. Now guys, in order to own a home, you're gonna have to save up for the following costs. Appraisal, inspection fees, we're looking at about $300 to about $600 for each service, and also to your closing costs, which are gonna be anywhere between 2 to 5% of the combined asking price of the property. We're looking at legal fees, land transfer tax, title search, your fire inspection, all those types of costs incurred with closing fees. Also keep in mind, guys, that you're gonna have to look into making sure that you can afford maintenance, repairs, property tax, other expenses relating to home ownership outside of just your closing fees. Now that we've talked about some of the home ownership costs, let's get into the strategies to help you save for your property. To start off, you're gonna have to prioritize your expenses and cut out unnecessary spendings. Just to start this off, things like eating out, $5 lattes, expensive vacation, and buying or leasing very expensive vehicles that you're unable to afford. Cutting out these costs can be the difference of saving thousands and thousands of dollars towards home ownership, in which the sooner you're able to get into a property, you'll have your mortgage pay down working for you, as well as the asset appreciation for you working better today than for you tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, you can still go and eat out for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, but try to limit to maybe once a week, right? And going with the low cost option, something that's a lot cheaper where you can get coupons in the mail, cut down on costs, and have more money in your wallet. Instead of booking really expensive high-end vacations, why not go to your regional parks and beaches and spend the weekend there camping or whatever you like to do? Save so much on costs and get to see your lovely neighborhood and Mother Nature as a whole. I know this one's gonna be tough, but if you can remove your vehicle, you'll save thousands and thousands of dollars a month. I know it's a lot tougher in rural areas compared to the urban areas, but if you're able to use public transit and let that work for you, you'll be able to save so much money. Or what you can do is purchase a low cost, well-maintained used vehicle, save so much money in the long term instead of getting a brand new vehicle straight off the lot where you'll lose 30 to 40% as soon as you drive it off the lot. If it's possible, guys, try walking to work. You'll save tons of money on transportation, get good exercise, or go to a newer company within the same career field closer to where you live. Another way towards saving for a down payment is paying down your credit card loan. Having too much consumer debt can lead to you getting rejected for mortgages or lead to you not having a sufficient amount of emergency funds in case of a disaster. As mentioned in my Get Out of Debt Fast video, which you can click up here to access, I talk about Dave Ramsey's snowball method and how important and powerful it is to paying down your debt. Using this method will really expedite paying down your debt, but you're gonna have to put in the time and effort in order to pay it down. Follow the method, which will lead to success for you paying down your debt. Another powerful tactic would be house hacking, which if you don't already own a property, that would be between renting with roommates, paying substantially less rent, pay maybe 1/4, because we all know that housing, transportation, and food tend to be some of the highest costs in your budget. I know you're not going to want to share your space and compromise your privacy, but it's a great way to save out and use it towards a down payment and build your assets. Are you getting workplace bonuses, birthday money? Instead of spending it on materialistic items or even vacation, I highly recommend saving it up, because every dollar counts and can get you to owning your property sooner. Even if your workplace bonus is $1,000 or you're getting $50 for your birthday, that really adds up in the long term. Also, look for cheaper ways to do things, such as cutting your cable provider and getting with Netflix or Hulu. These brands provide high value at low cost, which can help you in saving for your down payment. Instead of buying a brand new book, why not get a used book from Kijiji, rent a book from your public library, or even if you want to get a book, why not go digital so you can save on the paper costs? Also be mindful that you should also be packing, preparing, snacks, water. Reason being is, you never know if you're going on a hike or you're going to do any activities, you get hungry, saves you from going to buy fast food, in which remember to drink a lot of water. Reason being is that A, you need a lot of water to stay hydrated, but B, as you have more water, it fills you up, which means you'll have less calories and less likely to spend money on fast food. I highly recommend that you talk to your HR department and see if your company has any reciprocal programs and where you can get discounts towards amusement parks and other type of entertainment-based events. This is a great way to cut your administration costs to half or get free admission for the day. I've done this personally with some of my part-time jobs where I've been able to go to Center Island and other type of local events or local amusement parks where I can cut back on the cost or sometimes not even pay at all. Another good one would be if you have RRSPs and you have funds in those types of accounts, what you can do is extract those funds and use them for a down payment. However, you're gonna have to pay back that loan within 15 years. If not, the government will classify that as income. I highly recommend that you speak to a financial planner, financial advisor of some sort in order to find out if this is the right option for you. In relation to RRSP, I highly recommend if you have any tax-free savings account, extracting those funds and using it for down payment. At no point you have to repay the loan, and it's all tax-free and it's all your money. Also, do some research on your region in terms of first-time homebuyer credits. There's many GST, housing rebates, energy efficiency programs, other types of first-time homebuyer programs that can save you thousands and thousands of dollars towards your first property. In order to have any of these first-time homebuyer credits work in your favor, you're still gonna have to save a substantial amount of money and begin with the saving process. And like we said earlier, cut down your expenses, and even if you can, raise your income. In this case, I highly recommend that you open up a savings transfer program within your account, so that way funds are going automatically from your checkings to your savings, and it could be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, however you want it, without you having to get involved. I highly recommend that you put about 10 to 20% of your income. Of course, factor that into your budget, make sure that you can afford it. It'll put you in a really good standing, and within such a quick time span, you'll have a good enough down payment that within maybe a couple of years, you'll be able to get a good down payment, possibly 5-10% down, maybe even higher, and be able to, begin the journey of home ownership. Also, what you can do is go about transferring perhaps $20 per week from your checking to your saving, and then every week increase that by $1 if your budget is a little bit tight and you're unable to do higher increments. Just by this dollar figure that we put in here, it would be about $2,400 annually. Now, if you can do this with higher amounts like, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, you'll be able to save $11,000 to $24,000. And if you're able to do that for a couple of years, you'll be able to save up for a very nice down payment within 3 to 5 years and begin the journey. I highly recommend, if you're ambitious, to start saving $50 a day. After year one, you'll have $18,000 saved up, with which if in a few years, you'll have over $75,000 saved up for a good down payment to begin your journey to home ownership. With all these tactics, it's super important, guys, that you go about tracking your expenses, see what's coming in, what's leaving, raise your income if possible, maybe opening a business, selling objects, getting a part-time job, anything that can get you some extra income to really help you get there sooner. With that said, now you have the strategies in place to help you become a homeowner in a sooner time frame and begin to build net worth and wealth for your future, whether it being for your retirement, passing it down to your kids, whatever you choose to do with your asset. I hope this video was super helpful and inspiring to get you to save up for a down payment with some of these strategies. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and even jiggle the notification bell so you can get updates on new content. All right, guys, see you next time.